Okay, well, as the Fed meeting gets underway today, Ben Bernanke is able to breathe a little bit easier. The Fed chief received more support from senators yesterday, all but sealing his confirmation that he will stay on for a second term. Well, here to talk more about all of this is Dan Greenhaus. He's the chief economic strategist at Miller Tabak. And Dan, nice to see you here. Okay, so it seems likely that Bernanke is going to stay on for a second term, but has this caused much damage at all?
I think there's a high degree of uncertainty right now as to whether or not the whole charade surrounding his confirmation has compromised Fed independence.
Do you think it has?
You have to believe that to some degree it has. I still have confidence in this regard. I still have confidence in Ben Bernanke's independence and his stoic analysis of the data. And we can fight all day long about whether he's got it right or he's got it wrong. I'm reading less into the Harry Reid statement, for instance, than some other people. I think that's political posturing on the part of Harry Reid. I don't believe that there was any quid pro quo or smoky backroom deals arranged between the two of them. But in a larger sense, I think you have to at least be aware of the fact that a Fed chairman has to go looking for votes up on the Hill. That's concerning.
Right, and imagine that as they're all meeting around the table today, that at the very least, there must be some feeling that they're being second guessed all the time, and that's got to be some sort of a distraction, and it would, I assume, impact them.
Well, yes. At the same time, I would temper that by saying that Fed members and Fed chairmen have forever been second guessed. At the end of the at the end of the day, you have, to some degree or another, your hands on the wheels of the economy, so to speak. And as I find it hard to believe, as Paul Volcker was driving rates up into the double digits, that there was no second guessing on the part of congressional leaders. But at the end of the day, this is why Fed independence or central bank independence, irrespective of your country, is arguably the most important underlying principle that we have to adhere to.
But was it absolutely, in your view, was it absolutely necessary for Bernanke to stay on for second term to keep market confidence aligned, or was that really not? No.
No. I mean, let's be clear. This is a supremely qualified, highly intellectual, highly educated individual who's perfectly capable of running the central bank. Again, we can argue about his philosophy and his methods, but at the end of the day, he's highly qualified. If he were not replaced and if he was not reconfirmed and he was replaced with, say, Don Cohn, there would be very little change in policy and outlook, and it would certainly roil markets to some degree, but I imagine that the temperament would be much the same. So in that regard, it is not some nuclear explosion as if Ben Bernanke is the only person capable of doing this.
As it's made out to be, yeah.
Yes, and incorrectly, I would argue. Again, I find it very upsetting that I'm saying this, but I do for now believe in the you don't want to change horses in midstream argument, something I've railed against for my entire life, since it elevates one individual to a higher degree.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he is in the process of unwinding what he originally wound, and I think we should give him that opportunity. Okay.
All right, Dan. We'll have to leave it there, but thanks so much for joining us, and good to talk with you on this. Dan Greenhaus of Miller Tabak.